Now that we know how to find perspective in existing images, we know how to find a horizon line, we know how to find our vanishing points, let's reverse the entire process. How can we draw in perspective simply from imagination, just using the tools we've learned? Let's say this is our paper, this is our picture plane. Let's drop a horizon in there. Anywhere, just pick a spot, drop a horizon line in there, around the middle. Any point on this horizon line, we can make a vanishing point. And since we've only placed one, we're in 1 point perspective. So in 1 point perspective, we know that we are going to be viewing our boxes head on, directly perpendicular to the front plane of those boxes. So let's drop a few in there. Now we can see the front planes of these boxes, but what about the sides? To find our side planes, we can start to draw orthogonal lines from the corners of the boxes, extend them out until they meet at the vanishing point. Now obviously I'm using a computer here, but isn't this a drawing class? Yes, it is, but the concept remains the same. And I think this is the clearest way for you to see right now, without my hand getting in the way, without dealing with paper and pencil and all that right now. So this is just about the concept. Now that we've drawn our orthogonal lines that would extend indefinitely forever, all the way back to the horizon, we'll start to use those lines to construct the sides of our box. Boom, just like that. Now we would erase the orthogonal lines, and there we go. We have three boxes, and we can read them accurately in relation to each other in relation to the horizon line. Now let's say we want to make our boxes transparent. We would simply draw new orthogonal lines from the inside corners of the boxes, as if we're seeing through them. And we can draw from imagination where the rear planes would be. And erase those orthogonal lines. And there we have see-through boxes in 1 point perspective. Okay, now we're going to draw a box in 2 point perspective from imagination. So we would start by placing two vanishing points on our horizon line. First line we want to lay down is the front corner of the box. Then we would draw our imaginary orthogonal lines all the way back to our two vanishing points to start to give us the two planes that we see in front. We can decide where we want to end those planes and create the shape of the box we want to draw. So we've ended it there. Now we have our two front planes. Now to find our top plane, we start to draw orthogonal lines again back to the same vanishing points. This is also going to give us our inside corners. Then we drop another vertical. Remember, in 2 point as well as 1 point, verticals stay vertical. And now we've filled in our back two planes, our bottom plane, and our top plane of this box. We erase our imaginary orthogonal lines, and there we have an accurate box in 2 point perspective. Okay, now you've seen me cheat and use a computer, but I just wanted to give you some concept. We're going to talk really briefly about some hand drawing skills and what I'm going to be looking for your next homework. Now, for your homework, you're going to be drawing transparent boxes, meaning you can see through the boxes as if they were made of glass, and you can see the back corners and back planes, just like these. And remember all those orthogonal lines? You can go ahead, and they're part of the construction. You can leave them in, but erase them a little bit, as long as I can see the difference between the lines that stay and the lines you use to construct your boxes. So here's some orthogonal lines that are sort of left in, but you can still see they're not as important as the actual lines of the box, and that's just fine. Another thing I want to touch on is line quality. And the reason these drawings look pretty good is because they've paid more attention to the lines that are closer to the viewer and sort of darken those, while lines that recede into the distance sort of fade off. You can see the difference very subtly right here. I want you to try, I just want you to try to work on that concept a little bit. Now, for the homework, go ahead and use a ruler, use edge of a paper. The edge of a scrap paper is fine with me to use as a guide. Freehanding these lines aren't going to be as easy now as they will be later in the semester. But that's just a little brief thing about hand skills, since I did go ahead and show you stuff on a computer, but I wanted to keep those as clear as possible just so you can get the concept. Later in the week, I'm going to be drawing right along with you and showing you some hand skills. All right, have fun with the homework.